You know what's better than flowers that die a slow, depressing death by day 3? Matching underwear. Truly, MeUndies has cracked the Valentine's Day code, and it's way cuter and way more fun than another box of chocolates. I personally love matching with Nippy. We both love the micromodal fabric and the quality of the fit. MeUndies is the perfect gift for that special someone in your life, even if it's just for yourself. That's called self-love. But I do have to say their matching underwear for couples is adorable, a little flirty, and shockingly practical. Same print, different cuts for each of you, all made from their ridiculously soft, ultra-modal fabric. And this isn't some lazy slap a heart on it and call it romance situation. MeUndies actually designs coordinating prints from the ground up, specifically for couples. Their Valentine's collection is made for 2, and it's the kind of gift that makes you laugh when you open it and smile every time you put it on. With over 30 million pairs sold and 90,000 5-star reviews, these clearly work. Plus, their first pair promise means that if it's not love after 45 days, they'll make it right. People, Valentine's Day is February 14th. Get on it. Order soon because this gift keeps on giving long after all those flowers are in the compost. Make this Valentine's Day one to remember with matching underwear from MeUndies. To get exclusive deals up to 50% off, go to MeUndies.com/culty and enter promo code culty. That's MeUndies.com/culty. Promo code culty for up to 50% off. Happy shopping and happy Valentine's.
This podcast is for informational purposes only and should not be considered legal, medical, or mental health advice. The views and opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of the podcast and are not intended to malign any religion, group, club, organization, business, individual, anyone, or anything.
I'm Sarah Edmondson.
And I'm Anthony Nippy Ames, and this is A Little Bit Culty.
We woke up from a cult, and that journey was captured in The Vow on HBO and in my memoir, Scarred.
Now, in this podcast, we break down the shame and secrets that make these experiences so destructive with honest conversations on how seemingly benign groups can cross into the cultiverse and how to spot and recover from trouble if it happens to you.
Each week, we bring in experts, survivors, and whistleblowers to explore red flags, resilience, and even share a few laughs because sometimes you gotta laugh.
Subscribe to our Patreon for early and ad-free listening, some live Q&A, and exclusive content at patreon.com/alittleBitCulty.
Welcome to Season 8 of A Little Bit Culty. Thanks, everybody. Welcome back to Part 2 with Jared Van Driessche, former cult kid, longtime executive protection pro, and as you hear, a guy who's turned surviving into a full contact sport of its own. In Part 2, Jared picks up the story of how he actually got out, the 5th grade crush who became his wife, and the first source of real kindness, the suicidal moments that pushed him to self-rescue, and the Black Belt magazine article that launched him into a 25-year career guarding some of the world's wealthiest and most at-risk people. We talked about using spite as rocket fuel, turning a childhood with zero safety into a life built around protecting others, and why even now, after 80 countries, A-list clients, and a family he loves deeply, he still wrestles with PTSD, suicidal ideation, and seeing his abusive father's face in the mirror. This episode goes deep into what it really looks like to cut off from a dangerous parent, and how to live with the fallout, and still find pockets of humor, love, and purpose on the other side. Remember, Part 2 only makes sense if you listen to Part 1, so please make sure to do that first. Here's Part 2 with Jared Van Driessche.
Welcome back to part 2, everybody. If you haven't listened to part 1, you know the drill.
Here we are. Jared, thank you for coming back. I'm sure everyone's going to want to know how you left this horrible. Well, first of all, let me just say, this is so tragic that you went through this. I'm mindful about how I say this. I just hope you know that you did not deserve any of this. And it's just so deeply unfair. And I'm sorry that
you didn't choose any of it.
Yeah. So I have a longer answer to your question. So
tell us.
With all the shit eating and torture and everything that I had, one of the saving things for me is I met this beautiful, wonderful girl, and she moved from Southern California to little snowy Seward, Alaska in the 5th grade. She's now my wife, but she was like the first person to really show me kindness and generosity and love, not physical love, but just love and acceptance. As a 5th grader is when I met her. And that was something that allowed me to get past the potty training thing where I wasn't shitting my pants anymore. Because my father, the beatings were so bad that I would lose all bodily fluid control. I would just defecate. I would piss everywhere. I was covered in my own filth. And then he was so disgusted by that, he would, rub my face in it. He would put it in my mouth. He would make me chew it, make me swallow it. My brother would cheer him on. My poor brother has so much guilt for that. So that was one of the things that saved me, is meeting Jasmine in the 5th grade. She was my friend, and she didn't give a fuck that I came from this weird family. And so I had somebody outside of the Baha'is and somebody outside and a pretty girl. You goddamn pretty girls. The power you have on us, boys, it's wild sometimes. So she was so great and wonderful to me, and that was like a saving grace for me. And then when all the Baha'is left and I had all that self-destructive behavior and we had certain Baha'i kids still living with us, like I said, I held on to them as life rafts. Did anything happen? Oh, no, nothing happened. Because it's I wanted to die. I so much pain that I felt like I didn't want to live anymore. I wanted to go out into Resurrection Bay with my pistol. I wanted to swim a mile out, and then I'd fucking shoot myself in the back of the head, and the pistol would fall down in the water and I would be away from it. But in the Baha'i faith, suicide is looked upon as super weak and you're not going to be close to God. So I couldn't do that. And so I knew that I had to figure out fucking something that I could do to self-rescue myself. And I was reading a magazine when I was 15, a Black Belt magazine, and it had an article about this executive protection school. And I was like, I want to do this. And the one positive thing about my father is he's always like, hey, you can do anything you want. And it was rugged and different and wild. He's like, fuck yeah, you can do this. And I was working 4 jobs in high school, taking this distance education course. I was the youngest person ever allotted into this 2-year program that they had. It was a bunch of distance education and some training. And so I put my work and my dedication to that. The Baha'is didn't give a fuck about me. They abandoned me. That was all of my support system. And so I graduated high school, and then I just fucking hit the ground running of doing everything in security that I could in order to get into executive protection, get into bodyguard work. And I also had a lot of teachers and people in that town that mocked me and made fun of me. And I have always used that as fuel to for my drive. So I love it when people doubt me or make fun of me. I want to get this t-shirt made fueled by spite, because that's just my fucking life. And so, I had no military, no law enforcement. Usually people have some sort of background in that. And I'm like, what can I do to be my differentiator? And so I was able to work with prominent families and children, and I could blend in. And so, an older sibling or an uncle or something, I could relate to music and movies, sports. And so that was kind of my way in. And, I've made a 25-year career of protecting people. This has been my life. I've been to more than 80 countries. I've protected 14 of the top 200 Forbes list, many different actors and famous people and anybody that you can think of very publicly that have been at risk. I've worked in and around their programs for 25 years, and it's been my life. I've done everything I can to do that. And I think the reasons I do that is because I never felt safe or protected as a child. So I get that fucking dopamine hit. It feels good, you guys. I'm brave. And I've seen some crazy shit. So your crazy's you're not gonna out crazy me.
Mm-hmm.
And when you have a man, your father, the father that you love, that is torturing you and carving PTSD into you, like I don't care. Like, Nippy, you and I could get a fight. You could beat the brakes off me. I don't give a fuck. Like, that doesn't scare me. That doesn't intimidate me. It doesn't bother me. It actually would probably give me comfort to not be here anymore. Even with my loving wife, my family, my wealth, my, health, all of the great things that I have achieved, I have that suicidal ideation where my own death and demise gives me comfort. It's like a warm fucking blanket, Like, if I just don't have to be here anymore, I didn't choose to be here. It hasn't been like that amazing of a fucking experience on this earth. And I don't have any like spiritual or religious shit that's tying me. It's just like, so, I struggle with that. I struggle with that today. Sometimes I have, dark periods and dark moments. But that was my way of escaping.
Becoming a protector.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's a cliche. So my father kind of, he broke his back. He was racing a boat and it came down and compressed his spine. And then he was old. He was older. I mean, he was 50 years old when he had my little sister. So he was really old. And so I left and I never looked back from Alaska and I never was really close with him. And I tried to be a little bit. It was so weird, like the psychological, like once I became a father and had my boys, I wanted them to know my father and be around him because there was like that fun element. My father would be like, here's this fucking giant, axe that I forged, or here's this fucking samurai sword. It was just like kind of cool shit like that. And then I had a big gut punch. I had this woman reach out to me on Facebook and she sent this picture of us all together with my parents and my siblings. And she goes, I really love you and I miss you. And I still think of you as my brother. And I said, what happened? She said, well, I left when I was 13 because your father raped me. And I said to her, I said, like, what? Like, why didn't you fucking say something? She said, I didn't want to hurt you. I didn't want to hurt your brother, your sister, your little sister. I didn't want to hurt. So this fucking brave girl held on to that for years. And that's the most loving thing I've ever fucking seen somebody do. And so tragic at the same fucking time. And I got that message and I'm like, I am fucking done with him. There is no like shucking and jiving. I know in my heart, this is fucking real. Why would she do that? She's in her fucking 40s now. Like, why would she do that? And so I confronted him and I cut him off the last 5 years of his life and never saw him again. I never interacted with him. And I did that because, you guys, I would have fucking killed him with my bare fucking hands. I would have done it and I would have done it happily. And my wife's like, Jared, don't do it. I love you. Your kids are kids. They love you. You fucking do that. You're going to prison. You'll never fucking see them again.
He wins in death. Yeah.
I don't know. Does he? I don't know if he does. I don't know. That's what she said. That's what Jasmine says, but I don't know. And so that was the hardest thing that I had to do. And he fractured relationships with my brothers and sisters, my full blood brothers and sisters. And I say that I have brothers and sisters that are just as close to me as blood. But he fractured those relationships and he manipulated everything to the end.
Now for something a little less culty, a quick sponsor message. People, it's a fish. The new year is here, and it's the perfect excuse to give our home and our kids' rooms a 2026 level upgrade with Wayfair. From bunk beds and fun decor that almost get them excited to clean their rooms, to fresh bedding and rugs, it's an easy reset to get everybody back on track. Wayfair also has everything for an all-around home refresh. Decor to make your living room feel cozy again, storage solutions for every corner, and organizers for bathrooms, toys, and even that mystery stuff closet. In our case, it's actually a drawer, but everyone's got one. Plus, you can grab kitchen essentials that make weeknight dinners less chaotic and more. We got this. And set up legit podcast from home spaces with desks, office chairs, and bookcases. With Wayfair's huge selection, it's ridiculously easy to find pieces that fit your style, budget, and life. We actually just got the best new bed for Ace with storage underneath, because you can only imagine how many monster trucks that kid has. The quality was fantastic, and it was super easy to assemble. I love that I can easily find things that the kids love and that work with my boho chic home style. I also have now officially found homes for every room in our house, even the podcast studio. So, get organized, refreshed, back on track this year for way less. Head to wayfair.com right now to shop all things home. That's WAYFAIR.com. Wayfair. Every style, every home. You've probably heard us talk about Hungry Root before, so you know how much we love it because it truly simplifies our lives. As busy parents, it's been such a game changer for saving cooking time and reducing stress to do all of our weekly food shopping with Hungry Root. We always love the groceries and the snacks that they choose out for us, but I specifically love how they tailor it to our needs. Like, as you probably know, I'm doing the keto-ish thing. So I love the grilled turkey tenderloin with the pesto grilled veggies. Yum! Hungry Root now has over 50,000 chef-crafted recipes to pick from every week. That's a lot, with tons ready in 15 minutes or less, plus more than 1,000 grocery items, smoothies, sweets, kid snacks, salad kits, ready-to-eat meals, and supplements. It's ridiculously easy to feed everyone's taste and nutrition goals. They also keep quality front and center, screening out over 200 additives, sourcing out high-quality meat and seafood with no hormones or antibiotics, offering organic produce, and stocking trusted brands. If your New Year's resolution is to finally dial in healthy eating, Hungry Root makes it almost effortless to get started and actually stick with it by combining recipes, better-for-you groceries, and smart personalization in one place. It's truly brilliant. I love that everything that I order from Hungry Root fits my needs. I don't have to send anything back. It's totally tailored to me and my goals and my family and makes things so convenient. You are going to love Hungry Root as much as I do. For a limited time, get 40% off your first box, plus get a free item in every box for life. Go to hungryroot.com/culty and use code culty. That's hungryroot.com/culty, code culty to get 40% off your first box and a free item of your choice for life. Enjoy. You all know that Quince has been our sponsor for quite some time now, but what you might not know is that Quince is also a cheat code for starting the year with a wardrobe refresh when you're a parent who has approximately 4 seconds to get dressed. Their styles are versatile enough that you'll reach for them day after day without thinking hard about it at all. They've got all the staples handled: soft Mongolian cashmere sweaters that feel designer without a huge price tag, 100% silk tops and skirts that make dressing up easy, and perfectly cut denim that actually fits into the real-life school pickup grocery run schedules. Their Italian wool coats are the real main character pieces, beautifully tailored, soft, and built to last way longer than a single season. Get premium materials at prices that don't require a family budget meeting. Personally, I can't tell you how much I'm loving my new organic stretch corduroy mini shirt dress. It's in blue. It's a staple. And I'm probably going to give one to my best friend this holiday as well. Don't tell her, it's a secret. And all of my cashmere sweaters are getting some serious play this winter. Even my sweaters from last year are still looking great. But right now I'm debating getting a new winter puffer jacket, only $200. That's crazy. Or the Mongolian cashmere turtleneck midi sweater dress in brown. But now I'm really excited that they have expanded into home and bath and kitchen and travel. What's next? What is next, Quince? Refresh your wardrobe with Quince. Don't wait. Go to quince.com/culty for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada too. Oh, Canada. That's QUINCE.com/culty to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/culty. Happy shopping. Sponsor break's done. Back for more culty stories.
I have the last text exchange
Yes.
that I have with him. Can I read that to you?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And just to be clear, he wasn't in, you weren't in the same city by the time you cut him off. He was still in Alaska?
Yeah, we're not in the same city. So he would send me these different things. So he died in late 2023. And he sent me this fucking bullshit meme, some fucking self-help horseshit. He goes, if you're searching for that one person who will change your life, take a look in the mirror. And he says, peace is more difficult than war. And I said to him, look in your own mirror to see a pedophile, rapist, liar, sociopath, and overall piece of garbage. No interest in talking with you. He responds, I'm doing that. I still need your capitalized forgiveness. People change. Now, and then I didn't respond. I'm like, fuck him. A month later, he sends me this message. Now is the time to pray. Changing my pacemaker battery. If you are so right, God may answer your prayers. I love you, Jared, your dad.
Oh,
That was the
Jared.
last thing that we said to each other. But you could just see
Yeah.
and hear the manipulation and that fucking shit right there to the end. Some of these people I talk to are like, oh, forgiveness. Fuck your forgiveness. I don't forgive that. There's no forgiveness in my heart for that. When you rape somebody, when you torture somebody, that's for life. They live that over and over again.
I get that.
We will never say that to you. So don't worry about that.
So yeah, that's how I kind of got out and escaped. And my other siblings cut him off, and it was super painful for a lot of people. Other siblings, my older siblings, I think it's a little bit harder. It's fractured our family. It fractured everything. It's sad. I have this father hunger even in my 40s where it's like, I want a great man to like look up to and to like emulate and to teach me things, to throw a fucking ball with me, or, all the shit that I didn't get. And I'm so lucky. My wife's father is such a sweet man. He's 76 now, and I love him. I call him Dad. And it's like such unconditional love. And it just is so hard sometimes. I'm like, do I even deserve that? Do I deserve?
Yeah.
I know. But like what I feel, Sarah, like what I feel, what my heart fucking feels, it doesn't feel that. I know that I deserve it. I'm a fucking human being intellectually, but I don't feel it in my fucking body.
How do you deal with that? How do you deal with what's going on in your body? What's your PTSD treatment plan?
I don't know if I have a treatment plan. It's every day.
Yeah, win the day.
Yeah, win the fucking day, win the minute sometimes, It's like I struggle looking in the mirror because I see my father staring back at me. And I came from that dude's nutsack. I mean, that is fucking vile. Like, I don't mean to, like, I can joke, I can cry, and then I can joke the next fucking minute because this is the fucking life that I've lived. Like, I came from that dude. And so to me, if I could take a fucking knife, if I could take these fucking scissors here and you could say you could cut Ivan out, I would fucking cut it out immediately. I would. But it's like the bread is baked, right?
Mm-hmm.
I can't take the fucking salt or the sugar out of the bread. It's fucking bread now. And so sometimes I'm like, am I just too fucked? Am I too baked and warped? Like this way, the savagery that I'm in. It's like, I have this dog here with me. Bula, come here. She is like the sweetest little like Bernedoodle ever. If she died, I'd cry. I'd sob. But yet the savagery that I had, like if circumstances were different, like I could slit this bitch's throat and have dog steak in about 40 minutes. And that is fucking crazy to say and probably crazy to hear. But you also haven't maybe experienced what I've experienced. You haven't gone through what I've gone through. And so it's like trying to fight that darkness, trying to fight that savagery, trying to channel that fucking savagery into doing good. And so I'm trying to make a movie about my life with my brother in order to help people, because I think that I can speak on my experience in a way that other people can't because they're afraid. They haven't been battle tested. They haven't been tortured like I have. And not to sound, arrogant or whatever, but it's a little bit of a superpower, to use a fucking dumb term. I can do it and I can experience it. And I think that I can help people. And so that's kind of what my goal has been. And I don't know what the fuck that is. I don't want to be a guru or some self-help dickhead. I have no interest in that.
No, I'm allergic to that as well. Yeah.
I think your movie will help people, and even you speaking out in places like this, because it's just shining more light in dark places that people don't want to speak to. And even, since the Me Too movement, it's just story after story, and people feel more and more comfortable to say, hey, yeah, this terrible thing happened to me specifically. I know you've mentioned the other podcast you sent me about like male rape and male sexual abuse, which is less talked about, right? And giving a voice to those victims.
Overall abuse, the content aside, everyone can be abused.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Right?
But I'm just going to reiterate something you just said, because I was about to say it and then you said it yourself, but just like you really have alchemized, you say savagery or that side of yourself that's in your DNA into something very, very positive and into being an actual protector. And that I hope you see that and feel it, and that kind of counteracts those wanting to cut it out, because you can't. You're right, you can't cut out your DNA. But how you channel that energy and channel those feelings is how you've taken your life back, it sounds like.
It informs the future.
Yeah, I'm trying. I'm trying. It's like I see my kids and I see my 6-year-old Ronan. He's so innocent. Like he said to my wife the other day, Mama, you want me to sing for you? Mom's like, I love it when you sing for me. And so she recorded she's like, oh, the light on my iPhone, I need to turn off. She recorded him singing her a song. And I'm thinking like, oh my God, this kid, like I would give anything to have the childhood that he's having now. Because like fucking 6 years old, I didn't have that vulnerability like that to sing to my mom, sing to my family, to have that safe space. And it just fucking makes me sad and happy.
It's a mixed bag.
That's the thing with the dad. You can do your childhood. I feel like I'm getting a second go around with my childhood a little bit.
It's just so hard. It's so hard like to break that cycle of abuse. Like I don't spank my kids or hit my kids, but goddamn, there's been some times where it's like every inch of my fucking body has to fight that, right?
Yeah. Let's take a break from the cultiverse. Here's a word from our sponsors.
We all know that sleep is basically magic for our skin, our mood, and our immune system. Actually, our entire personality, honestly. But winding down at night, that's another story. My brain is still scrolling, my body's tired but wired, and suddenly it's midnight and I'm negotiating with myself. That's why Osea's Dream Collection has completely changed my nighttime routine. After my hot Epsom salt bath, I bring in Osea's Dream Collection. This helps me settle in for the night and helps make my skin feel nurtured because guess what? Skincare is self-care. Their Dream Night Serum and Dream Night Cream are clinically tested and powered by bioretinol to help reduce the visible effects of stress while you sleep. I'm talking dryness, dullness, fine lines, and that I'm exhausted look. Gone. It feels like giving my skin permission to rest, and I wake up looking noticeably more hydrated, smoother, and firmer. And then there's the Dream Bioretinol Body Serum, which I'm officially obsessed with. It's a full-body overnight treatment with bioretinol, red seaweed, magnesium, and lavender. So it visibly firms and smooths without the irritation of traditional retinol. And it actually helps your body relax. You put it on, you breathe it in, and your whole system just exhales. Give your skin a rest with clean, clinically tested skincare from Osea. And right now we have a special discount just for our listeners. Get 10% off your first order site-wide with code CULTY at OseaMalibu.com. Thank you so much for being our sponsor, Osea. We are so glad to have you here. Enjoy.
It's 2026, and if you're still paying rent without Built, it's time for a change. Built is the loyalty program for renters that rewards you for your biggest monthly expense, rent. With Built, every rent payment earns you points that can be used towards flights, hotels, Lyft rides, Amazon.com purchases, and so much more. And here's something I'm really excited about. Starting in February, Built members can earn points on mortgage payments for the first time. Soon, you'll be able to get rewarded wherever you live and unlock exclusive benefits with more than 45,000 restaurants, fitness studios, pharmacies, and other neighborhood partners. Personally, I'd redeem my points for rent credit, gym classes, Amazon purchases, rides with Lyft, dinners out, gift cards, and a down payment on our forever home, which is hopefully coming soon. It's simple. Paying rent is better with Built. And soon, owning a home will be better with Built too. Earn rewards and get something back wherever you live. Join the loyalty program for renters at joinbuilt.com/culty. That's joinbilt.com/culty. Make sure to use our URL so they know we sent you. Look who's back. Rocket Money. We are so thankful to our sponsors, Rocket Money. When I started using Rocket Money, it helped me realize I was spending money on an account called Netflix, which we already had. For 2 years, I wasn't using it because Sarah already had one. I also found out I was still paying a membership to a gym in Albany, New York. Won't be visiting there anytime soon. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions. I've named 2 so far. It monitors your spending and helps you lower your bills so you can grow your savings. Rocket Money is like that super organized friend who's a tad annoying, but it's great to have an app that's not annoying, who actually remembers what you signed up for. It quietly tracks all your subscriptions in the background and lets you cancel the ones you don't need right from the app in just a few taps. No awkward phone calls, no hunting for sketchy account settings pages, and no surprise renewal charges months later. It also automatically categorizes your transactions across all of your accounts. You can add your own custom categories and tags so your spending actually makes sense to you. That kind of organization makes it way easier to spot patterns and start saving on purpose, whether it's for a big trip, a new car, or finally having our real house fun instead of just vibes. Nothing annoying about that. Let Rocket Money help you reach your financial goals faster. Join at rocketmoney.com/culty. That's rocketmoney.com/culty. rocketmoney.com/culty. Thanks for listening, everyone. Now let's dive back into the Cultiverse.
If you come to Atlanta, I know Nippy's only 10 years older, so he can't really be a father figure, but he'll throw the ball with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just putting it
Well,
out there.
I can still throw it. I can still throw it.
You know, everybody, you know, if you saw me throw a baseball or a football, you'd be like, this guy is a fucking protector. I mean, I just never grew up with that.
That was my life.
That's all he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never had that. So
He doesn't know how to crack open a rabbit skull, but he knows how to throw a ball.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got about 3 or 4 years left. My shoulder and elbow are fading, but
yeah.
I can still do it.
So yeah, you know, I don't know, you guys, it's like, I wish I could say to you that I have it all figured out. I don't. I have, it's like every fucking day. It's like an alcoholic. I don't know. I got to take it a step at a fucking time. I don't know.
At what point did you start connecting the dots between the cult's control tactics and your father's abuses? Like, when did you put those pieces together?
Probably right when I was about the age of 15, when all the Baha'is came and then they shunned us. I was like, oh, this is fucking bullshit. And, you know, when you grow up in it, again, you don't know that it's anything different. It's like, that's what you're used to. Then you start to see, you know, other loving families and other kids that, you know, didn't get beat up by their father. And I remember having such hatred towards other kids at school because I was just like, oh, you guys are just a bunch of soft dick pussies. You know, he's beating the hell out of me, and then I'm at school and I'm judging other people so harshly. So many mindfuck games, you guys.
Mm-hmm.
And he could be so fun. Like when I got my tonsils and adenoids removed in the first grade, he bought me like a freezer full of ice cream. He was so big and larger than life, you know, like I wanted his love. And when he would beat me, I would just take it. I'd take it. I'm going to honor him by taking it. And my brother used to talk shit to him the whole time. He'd be like, oh my God, you're so powerful. You're such a man. You're so strong. And then he would beat him harder. But I wish I could have done that. I just couldn't do that at that age.
So what are you doing for yourself? I know you say it's a day by day and second to second, minute to minute, but I know you've been to like a trauma, what do you call it?
Yeah, I went to a trauma center in Arizona. It's called the Meadows. They've been specializing in childhood trauma since the 1980s. It's probably a cult. Just kidding. I don't know. Maybe. Everything's a cult, like I said.
What's it called?
The Meadows.
Everything's a cult. Like CrossFit to me is a cult. Like, stop fucking cheering for me. Who gives a fuck about my VO2 max? Leave me the fuck alone.
CrossFit's very problematic for sure.
Yeah. So, you know, I did that. Basically, when my father died, I self-destructed a little bit. And my wife is like, you are fucking crazy. You don't get this shit under control. I'm done. I'm leaving your ass. I'm taking the kids. And so I was like, oh my God, I had to do some soul searching for the sake of a term I don't believe in. And so I was like, I need fucking help. And so I've been seeing a therapist for many years. I used to be on some SSRI medication. Now I'm doing a men's group led by a therapist. It's 2 hours a week. And I have 4 other degenerates in there with me. Just kidding. They're lovely men. But it's great to be able to talk and be vulnerable and share the deep, dark stuff. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to exercise more. I like to go fishing with my kids and travel the world, ride my motorcycle, you know, all those kind of things that we all need to kind of unwind. You know, I love living on the island that I live because it's like, if I'm feeling really bad, I just take that ferry boat and I feel like maybe 2%, 5% better. I'm on the island. There's a moat around my house. It's helpful to me. And then everything with getting the word out and getting this film made has been my drive. And I don't know what comes after that. I can't see far down the road. I just know that I have to tell my story. And I think it's an impactful, interesting story. I mean, the stuff, there's so many things that I haven't even shared with you guys that would be like plot spoilers. And I don't want to do that. But like the movie we're making is, can I talk about it or is that?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, that was the next question.
About it.
So the working title is The Monsters We Make, because monsters are made. And the story essentially is me and my brother that were forged in trauma together. We've kind of had different things that have happened. I love my brother dearly. He's kind of been somebody that's failure to launch. Like he's never really figured out his place. He's had, different traumas than me and similar traumas to me. And I've kind of had this meteoric rise in my career and done a lot of things. And the film is essentially brothers coming together and trying to like break those bonds of trauma and break those abuse and not become monsters that we were raised to become. And so, monsters aren't born, in my opinion. I think typically they're made. And sometimes we're the ones that make them. But it's also us that can end that cycle. And I think that the way that we are going to tell this story will be touching and funny and raw and rugged and real and authentic. And people need authenticity in the world. There's too much of this fucking fake veneer shit, that this idea of how we want the world to see us. And it's like, I expose everything in this. I expose my shit. I'm almost losing my relationship with, my wife, my family. And there's some twists and surprises and some really phenomenal stuff in there. And we have a writer-director named Bogdan Derev. He's from Bulgaria. And I fucking love the immigrant mentality. Like, we all work hard. They all work hard. They bust ass. And he has a production company. They have 4 features in progress called Film a Bee, is his Film a Bee Studios. And so I'm trying to get the word out. I'm trying to inspire and get people on board. I don't know exactly what we need yet. We have some funding. Maybe we need some other funding later, some other investors, but I don't want fucking mercenaries. I want people that believe in this, that are empowered, that want to get this message out. Because I could find some fucking dickhead and pay him money to do this. It's not that. It's like, it's about the team.
It's got to be a passion project.
It has to be.
Who's playing you and who's playing your dad?
I don't know who's playing me.
In your dream casting.
I don't give a shit, to be honest, about me. I know that film is and I know that's not a great podcast answer, but for me, it's about the story being told. And, I have some ideas of who would play my father. I think there's different opinions of what people have. I don't really want to share that publicly.
Okay.
But as long as the story gets made, and what I want to do is I'm executive producing this with my brother. So our story doesn't get bastardized and like fucked over. And you watch a story that's based on a true story. And then you're like, well, is that true? No, that's not true. Is that true? Like, the crazy shit in this fucking movie happened. And I can't wait for like all the Q&A stuff and all the behind the scenes stuff. And I can't wait to out all the people that turned me down on this project as well. Because again, I'm fueled by spite.
Where are you in the process?
We have a screenplay we believe in. Right now, we have a line producer going through that screenplay and breaking down everything that is, cost. So how much is the film going to cost and what is it that we're going to need? And so we're at that stage. And then we have people that believe in it and some investors that believe in it. And I'm going to continue to like push this fucking rock up the hill while it tumbles down, I'm sure, a few times, because making a film is not easy.
No.
And like I said, I don't give a fuck about Hollywood. I'm not some, cocksucker that's trying to be famous. I just want to be a star. Sorry, that's not my fucking dream. I want to get this movie made because I think it will help the world, as cheesy dick as that sounds.
It's not. Stop it. You stop it.
I know, but it's just like with, I think you can get a lot done with, big balls. And I don't have a big penis, but I got some giant fat ass balls. And I'm going to do everything I can to lean into that and do everything I can to get this story told. And so that's why one of the reasons I'm here. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to fucking do it. So
I think you're going to do it. I think it's going to be amazing. Can I give you, I'm trying really hard not to, but can I give you some unsolicited advice?
Here we go.
This is my problem.
Refraining from
don't
this.
shit on Hollywood if I'm trying to make a Hollywood movie.
I don't care about that. I'm not a therapist. My parents are therapists. I know you're in therapy, but it's something to bring up with your therapist as a step. And I don't know if your therapist is trained in it. I'm blanking on the name of the system now, but it's like family, what's it called? Family parts? Something with family systems or I don't know, but it's called parts work. So it's when like part of you wants to do this. And another part of you is like, well, but that's also cheesy. And like, you like judge the other part of yourself, right? So it's like,
Yes.
There's I know all these different, but I don't know the terms and someone's going to email me about the podcast and tell me I'm bastardized and not getting it right. I'm not claiming to be an expert. I just know when people say stuff like that, like, I want this, but that's also cheesy. Like, it's part of you that's judging the part of yourself that has really beautiful intentions. Right.
Yeah. But I also believe that it's important to be honest.
Totally.
Like my therapist, I have a quote from my therapist. I don't know if she'll like that I'm sharing this because people won't understand. But she said, Jared, you're the most healthy, fucked up person I've ever met. And that was like such a fucking honor for me to have her say that. I don't know. It felt so good. But yeah, like I know there are all these reasons of healthy reasons of making this film. And I have those, but I also have the, like, I want my fucking revenge. You know what I mean? I want to say to the Baha'is, I want to say to them, like, fuck your bitch and the clique you claim. You know what I mean? Like, fuck you.
What's the pushback been from them? Like, I know you've been like in touch with them. What's happening?
Who's the leadership?
Well, I don't know. It's the super secret cabal, the 9 men that are part of the Universal House of Justice, and then the local spiritual assembly. Listen, I think the Baha'is are scared as fuck about this film and hearing about this film, especially when I call their religion a cult, which, hey man, it was a fucking cult to me. Everything that I explained to you, does that sound like healthy? Does that sound good? No, it was a fucking cult. So I think they're deathly afraid of what I'm going to say about the Baha'i faith, but in all honesty, it's not the Baha'i faith that is covered in this film. It's my life and the shit that haunts you, the shit that you want to cut out of you. So I don't know where that goes with the Baha'is. Quite frankly, I don't give a fuck. That's callous, but hey, we're not perfect.
I want to see this made.
I want to see it made too. And things have moved along. The ball has been moved along because of our podcast. Someone's listened and, offers have been made and whatnot. So you never know. You never know what could happen.
We could talk to someone too.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like you have a good team assembled, and that's the most important.
Well, we'll talk after.
Yeah.
You have a fire under your ass, and that's good. Is there anything else that we didn't ask you that you want to say that you feel like you need to get off your chest?
I know that my story's not unique and you can't compare pain. There's people who've had more pain. Like your worst day of your life is your worst day of your life. My worst day is my worst day. Has the same effect on the brain. I just would want to say, like, there is a fucking way out. Tell somebody, call somebody, whether that's a fucking teacher, whether that's a family member, whether that's a fucking stranger. Tell somebody, fucking call me, like I make myself available for anybody, and you're not alone. And like, it's not kosher for men to share the shit that I'm sharing, right? We have to be tough and masculine and fucking warriors and all of that. And that's all fucking bullshit. And so I would say, like, 1, reach out if you need help to somebody, and 2, fucking help somebody, man. If somebody needs help, fucking help them. That's what I would say. Not very eloquent, but
no, it's perfect.
I wouldn't trim anything off that.
No. And our last question was actually, you answered it, was for survivors listening, still carrying unspoken family or cult trauma, what's one thing you knew sooner? And that you just answered it. So thanks for wrapping things up for us. I feel, grateful to our mutual friend, Jordan Harbinger, for connecting us. Great person, great podcaster, and great man. I haven't met him in person, but from what I know.
What's the budget in the film?
I don't know. I would say instinctively, I'd say 3 to 5 million.
It's reasonable.
Which isn't a ton.
No, it's not.
And again, the line producer is going to choke me after, she sees this and like, no, it's going to cost more, or I don't know. But that's what I think.
Okay.
I've been working on this thing for 4.5 years, something like that. But, nothing easy comes overnight, you guys, as you know.
I do. And are you still in security at the same time?
Yeah, I'm in security. I'm not doing a ton of like protection work. Like, I'm head of global security for a company. So I do some executive protection stuff with that, and, all the security stuff that is for a company, surrounding a company.
Are you for hire? Like, if we had to have a personal bodyguard to go on a trip, could someone hire you?
Yeah, somebody, if they wanted, sure. Or I could consult, or I could get you somebody really awesome. Yeah, it's been my whole life. Like I said, I've been around the world. I've done all of that. This is my thing. And this is what I've strived for my whole life, to just kind of protect that young boy, man.
Yeah. Well, the word alchemy keeps coming into like you've alchemized that trauma into something really beautiful.
Thank you, Jared. Thanks for sharing.
Well, thank you guys. The vulnerability that you guys share, and I appreciate it. I love it. If I was there with you, I'd love to give you both a hug.
I feel the same way.
I'm on the other side of the country. Thank you, guys.
Yeah,
Thank you
thank
so
you,
much.
Jared. That
Please
was
keep in
great.
touch
That was
with
great.
all your projects and everything.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Will do.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. We hope you enjoyed this episode. Please do let us know what you think. And if you're not with us on Patreon, there's lots of fun stuff happening there right now, including live Zoom pajama parties, follow-ups with Mark Vicente about everything that's happening in the Next Team universe, and all sorts of extra bonus content. Thanks again for supporting us and sharing this with somebody who you think might get something out of it. See you next time on A Little Bit Culty.
Sinking down to the depths of the ocean, hanging on to the wave of my love. If I let go of it all, I could leave, but I know I won't.
We hope you're enjoying A Little Bit Culty. If so, please do show us some love. Drop a rating or leave a review. Hit subscribe on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you listen. And subscribe to our Patreon at patreon.com/alittleBitCulty.
Even better, send this episode to someone who needs it. Maybe they're in a cult. Maybe they're just a little bit susceptible. Or maybe they just love a good story. Spread the word, spread the love. Thanks for listening, and see you next time.
A Little Bit Culty is a Trace 120 production.
Executive produced by Sarah Edmondson and Anthony Nippy Ames in collaboration with producer Will Rutherford at Citizens of Sound. Our co-creator is Jess Temple Tardy.
Our production coordinator is Leslie Dinsmore.
Writing by Sandra Nomoto and social media marketing by Eric Swarzinski and Brooke Keene.
Our theme song, Cultivated, is by the artists John Bryant and Nigel Aslan.